and it's my pleasure to be your in-flight manager this evening on our flight to London together. My in-flight lead today is called...
He looks very welcoming.
Flight connections or terminals?
Hello again. I just got back to the hotel and I have a tissue stuck up my nose because my nose started bleeding. It started bleeding like as soon as I got into the elevator. I thought that I just had a runny nose, but I actually got into the hotel room and I was like, oh, nope, that's blood. So I think I tend to get nosebleeds when I'm really tired, so this is proof of how tired I am. I had a really packed day. I went to a lot of places and I'm gonna show you what I got. I'm gonna show you what I got. So the first place I went to was this bookshop called Hatchard's on Piccadilly, and I think it's one of the oldest bookshops in London. It was very pretty, and I looked at a bunch of books, including one titled Oxygen, and I can't remember the author's name, but it was Oxygen by Sasha something, and another one was Saha, and that one was by a Korean author, and I think I'm gonna buy the Korean version instead of the translated to English. Might as well. I prefer to read books as close to their original language as possible, when possible, you know. Anyway, I didn't get anything there, but then after that I went to Waterstones, which I think is a big chain bookstore, similar to, you know, Barnes & Noble in the US, and there I bought this. It's Gallant by B.E. Schwab, and I've heard of this author. People talk about this author a lot on Book Talk. And I don't know, it's a fairly small book, not too heavy, and I really like the blurb. It seems like it's something kind of... It's a horror book about a haunted house kind of nonsense, and I was like, you know, I'm down for that. And it was £3 off. So I got this one at Waterstone. I think I also got a bookmark with it. I don't know where it is though. There it is. So got a little bookmark with it. Then after Waterstones, I went to a different bookshop called Daunt. And Daunt Books, that's actually where I got this cute little bag from. This is what the front of the store looks like too. It's a really nice sturdy bag. It came in handy today. I put everything I bought into here today. And there I bought this book. This one, no, not this one. Where is it? I bought this book at Daunt. It's The Leviathan by Rosie Andrews. This one was kind of on a whim. I just really like the cover art. I'm a sucker for this shiny gold foil style cover, and also, it's another like spooky, eldritch sounding kind of nonsense. There's something about like, it says she is awake and something is awoken and now it will not rest. Very ominous sounding. I've recently realized that I'm really into horror books, specifically not even ghosts and spooky haunted things, but just things that have darker themes. Books that make me go, what the heck? For example, Tender is the Flesh was one of those books. It wasn't necessarily horror. There weren't any ghosts or zombies or whatever, or vampires, but it was horrifying. So maybe that's what I'm into. Not horror, but horrifying books. So that's what I got at Daunt Books, and obviously I got the bag too. And then I also went to, and this is a secondhand bookshop. It's called Any Amount of Books on Charing Cross, and it's as I said, a secondhand bookshop. There's this one book that I really wanted to buy, and I was hoping that they would have it. It's titled Un-London by China Miéville. I think that's how that's pronounced. And I read it when I was in maybe middle school. They had it at the library at my school, and I liked it. I remember liking it so much that I rented it twice and read it twice. And I figured it'd be really cool if I bought the book that's set in London, or an alternate version of London in London. So I was hoping to find that, but it is a fairly older book. So I tried going there, they didn't have it, but the person working at Any Amount told me that maybe I should try Foyles, and Foyles is another chain store, kind of like Barnes & Noble, and that is where I found it. So this is not the cover that I'm used to. I think this is a new cover, but this is the book. I'm very excited. I really wanted to get a hardback version instead of the paperback, but I'm putting it's meaningful to me to get this book that's set in London, from London, so I'm okay with it. I have nothing against paperbacks. It's just that books that are meaningful to me, I prefer to get in hardback, because a lot of hardback books have nicer spines and whatnot, but I am very happy that I was able to buy this. I've been thinking about this book for weeks. I recently remembered it and I was like, I should read that book again. When was this printed? Well, it says it won awards in 2010. Let's see. First published in Great Britain in 2007. So 2007 is like 15-ish years ago. So yeah, it's a little older than I. Yeah, so I'm very excited about this one. So those are the 3 books that I got. I did not intend to get 3 books. I was originally planning on getting 1 book, but that's why I left enough room in my suitcase. I also stopped by Starbucks to get a mug, the You Are Here collection mugs. Every Starbucks has a different one at each location, and this is the London mug. I like to collect these because almost every single place has a Starbucks. So no matter where I go, be it London, Prague, Cancun, wherever, they will most likely have a Starbucks, and they will most likely have a You Are Here mug. And so I've got another one to add to the collection. I had a gift card, so might as well use it, right? So yeah, I went to 5 bookshops in the end, and then also stopped by Starbucks, and then also stopped at a place called Sainsbury's. I think it's just like a grocery store kind of place. So I got some snacks, I got some drinks, and I also got, and this is gonna sound weird, but I got cling film, because on Friday I'm gonna go get my tattoo, and I brought with me some numbing cream. And when you apply numbing cream, you wanna wait with the numbing cream on. You wanna apply it and let it sit for, I think, 45 minutes to an hour-ish, and it tends to dry out. So if you wrap cling film around it, it helps with that. It doesn't dry out. So I kind of considered bringing it from home, but I thought that was silly. I was like, they'll probably sell it somewhere near the hotel, so there it is. So for the rest of the day, I think I'm just gonna chill. I really wish this hotel room had a bathtub, because my feet are killing me and I would love to take a bath just about now. I think the plan for tomorrow is going to be to go to Camden, to go to the Camden markets and look around. I've heard that that's kind of a good place to go for alternative things. And on Wednesday, we're gonna go see Wicked on the West End. We're also going to see the London Eye. I am also thinking of going, I really want to go. I also really want to go to an afternoon tea, and I found a place that has afternoon bubble tea, which is very much on brand for me. So we're going to be going to that on Saturday. That way Hand is off work and we can enjoy it together. So I'm very excited about that. Other than that, I don't have too many plans yet. I still have 3 more days to do stuff, and I don't know what I'll do. I'm kind of thinking, so on Wednesday we're planning on being out and about all evening. So maybe in the morning and early afternoon, I'll just find a nice little cafe in the area and just grab one of the 3 books that I got and just read a little bit, maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna go change into more comfy clothes, probably take off my makeup, and I think I'm just going to read a little until Hand gets home and we go have dinner. Okay. Day 2. Check. I did a lot of exploring again today, but today I was wearing sneakers, so my feet aren't nearly as dead. Unfortunately, it did rain, so the bottoms of my pants are wet, and this bag that I got, I was really excited about this bag, and it fell apart because it got wet and, you know, paper and water. So I'm really sad about this, but I think I can recover this. I think if I fold it up nicely, maybe I can cut out just one square and, you know, frame it or something so it doesn't look as bad. But Camden was one of the places that I had already planned on going because I saw a couple shops, you know, on TikTok, social media, that I wanted to go to. So I had a more or less an idea of the different places I wanted to go to, and I wanted to do a little bit of a haul. So the first stop was at, I don't remember what the name of the shop was, but it was a vintage sign shop, and they had a lot of signs for, this is like a metal sign, and they had a lot of bands, and I found one of The Cure, so I went ahead and got that one. And I also got this street sign for Camden Town. This is what all the street signs look like in London. I thought it was cute. So I got that. And then the next stop was, I kind of ran into it, but it's called Burlesca. And it had a lot of alternative outfits, like more gothic oriented things. So I got this cute little belt. It's got this sort of meshy design, and it's elastic, so it does a little bit of a cinch when I put it on, and I thought this would look really cute on top of dresses or really big sweaters and stuff like that. I also got an underbust corset. It's got this black lace detailing, and oh my goodness, the lady who owns the shop helped me put it on, and she cinched me in real tight, and it looked good. It looked really nice, so I had to get this one. Also, the lady at the shop was really nice. We talked for a pretty long time. She told me about how she loves going on holidays to Mexico, and they used to do that every year, but they haven't done that since, you know. Next up, I found a different sign shop. There were a lot of sign and poster shops, and to be completely fair, I think this happens in pretty much any semi-touristy location, but a lot of the stuff that was being sold there was, you know, mass-produced, not local, you know, souvenir stuff, and I think that's just to be expected of any place that is really popular with tourists. So I took that into account, and I mainly tried to shop at places that had, you know, original stuff. But I couldn't help myself when I saw these. These are 2 art prints. And they're art prints of Muha, who is Muka? I have no idea how it's pronounced, but it's spelled M-U-C-H-A. But he is one of my favorite artists, very Art Nouveau style, and I couldn't help myself. I already have a couple prints from this artist, and I just, oh, these are so pretty. And I was thinking of getting one or the other, but they are both so different and so pretty in different ways, so I couldn't help myself. So I got these 2. Where did I go to next? Oh yeah, I was looking at a bunch of different places, but the next place that I bought something at was called Manga Maze and Metal Music. I think the full name was Manga Maze and Metal Music or something like that. And they had a bunch of anime nonsense, and if I'm being completely honest, I did see a lot of stuff that didn't look officially licensed, but you know. And I got these 2 acrylic standees. I think that's what they're called. I got my two favorite boys, Xiao and Zhongli, and I'm really excited to put these up in my computer room. I also got this print. And this one is Toilet Bound Hanakoku on the other side. It's really pretty. It's not for me though. This one I got for a friend because I know he really likes this manga, so got it for him. Next up, I went to this, I ran into this bookshop, and here's a postcard from them. Boom Cat Books. and it was a secondhand bookshop, and they describe themselves as a treasure trove of new, used, and antiquarian books, plus records, art, and curiosities. There was an astonishingly high number of Freud books and Freud merchandise, and I was curious about it, so I asked the owner, and apparently they recently bought a huge lot from a psychiatric, not ward, but psychiatric like organization that had a lot of Freud stuff, so that's where they ended up getting it. But I found this, and it's not a book, but I found this, the smallest tarot, and wait, where's my tarot deck? I always carry this tarot deck around with me. It's called the Tiny Tarot, and it is literally the size of my palm. It is very small. I have to keep it shut with a rubber band because otherwise it'll pop open. But this deck is even smaller. It's like a third of the size. I couldn't help myself. I had to. Unfortunately, it's only got the major arcana, so it's only 22 cards instead of the full set, unlike this one. This one's got the full set. But still, it's so small. I love things that aren't their intended size. I love things that are tiny, and I love things that are huge. And yeah, so I also got this little postcard from them and the bookmark he just kind of threw in. So I enjoyed that. That was really nice. Next up, I went to this jewelry booth, and I have their card, Apocalypse London. And ooh, oh, I wanted the whole stall. This was one of my favorite places I went to today. So I got a couple things from there, starting with this necklace. I saw the triple goddess and I was like, this is mine. And I love layering necklaces, so I thought this would be a really good piece for layering. I also got this ring, and it looks like a claw. And I thought that was super cool. And I also got this ring. And it's small. It fits me like on the pinky. So rings that fit on my pinky are also really good to layer like this as a midi ring. And I always like to layer at least a couple midi rings on top of my normal stack. So I was really excited about that. And lastly, I also got these earrings. They're little moons. I love hoop earrings. I don't know why, but just hoops have a special spot in my heart. There's something about hoops that are really simple, but it's really pretty, and the danglies, 10 out of 10. It was really pretty. And the last place, second to last place. I went to 2 more shops after that. At this point, I was kind of getting tired, and I had bought a lot of stuff, so I was slowing down. I was just looking around. But I found this stall of handmade flower jewelry. So it's a necklace of a flower. This is a tiger lily encased in resin. And it's super pretty, and I got it along with this one. This one. I forgot to ask what this flower is, but it's a really pretty purplish flower with gold flecks in there. I thought that was so pretty, and I had to get it. See, this one was more... This was one of the more... the jewelry was definitely more actually locally made. There was a lot of London souvenirs and paraphernalia that looked, you know, not homemade. The last place I went to, again, a shop place, and at this place, I wasn't looking for stuff for myself, I was looking for stuff for gifts. I have a friend whose apartment is very, very barren, and I'm always trying to get him art to put up on his walls. So, I got this sign. It's just fantastic. I love this sign. It says, daring drug expose, horror, shame, despair, marijuana, weed with roots in hell, weed orgies, wild parties, unleashed passions, what happens at marijuana parties, smoke that gets in youth's eyes, lust, crime, sorrow, hate, shame, despair. It's very camp. It's very camp. It's I thought this was very funny, and I also got this one. Now, this shop, the posters and prints shops had a lot of stuff that looked unlicensed, if you catch my drift, and this one was my favorite one. I found it with a bunch of other superhero related posters. So I found Wonder Woman, I found Harley Quinn, I found Joker, and I found Detective. The Joker, Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman, they were all labeled properly, except for Detective, my favorite superhero. I had to buy this one because it made me laugh. It's not even for me, it's for somebody else. So, those two were the last things I got. I had a lot of fun though. It was very cool seeing all the different stuff. A lot of it was just regular clothing. A lot of vintage clothing or just, you know, clothing shops. It was one of the few places where I saw people selling actual coats. You know how fashion has a tendency to be like 3 months ahead of the actual weather? Like, it is actively cold and rainy outside, but every single shop that I looked into yesterday was selling their spring and summer clothing already. But at Camden, they were selling proper coats and cardigans and cozy sweaters, so that was really nice. I also went to this one shop, an honorable mention if you will. It was called Cyberdog, and they had rave style clothing. Lots of neon, glow in the dark. There was a lot of harness and choker and action going on. I didn't see anything that I loved, so I didn't get anything from there, but I loved the atmosphere. It was very cool. So yeah, and now I'm home. I'm gonna rest for a little bit, and I think in the evening, Hand and I are going to go see the London Tower Bridge, because I think we're not too far from the London Tower. So that's gonna be exciting.
받은 자료에서도 평가가 좋았었고, 형, 나는 상대가 S급인 건 위험하다고 생각해. 뭘 버릴 수 있을 테니까. 우리는 끌 수 없는 문자들이 스쳐 지나간다. 임시 실습 기버했다. 부담이 아주 없는 것은 아니나.
Good morning. Well, technically it's not really morning because it's already 12:52. But, you know, I just got up and got ready, so to me it's morning. The plan today was to chill a little bit, but yesterday I saw a shop that had pastéis de nata, or egg tarts, or custard tarts. They have a lot of names for them. And I really wanted some. So today I am going to be going to a couple cafes in London. I'm going to be going to, I'm going to Cafe de Nata, which is where I'm going to be getting the egg tarts from. But I'm also going to be stopping by Leto Cafe. I think it's pronounced Leto because it's L''ETO. So I walked past it the other day when I was going to Hatchard's, and oh my goodness, they had such pretty looking baked goods in there. So I'm gonna go and see what's good in there, and then I'm probably gonna have lunch. Then I'm gonna go to the bakeries. Probably smart to eat before I go to the bakeries, otherwise my eyes are gonna get way bigger than my stomach. So yeah, lunch, bakeries, and then I'm probably going to come home and relax for a bit, and then afterwards Hand is going to come home from work, and then we're gonna go see the London Eye, and after the London Eye we are going to go to the Apollo Victoria to watch Wicked on the West End. It's gonna be a very fun day. I'm debating whether this sweater that I've got on is enough, because it is 9 degrees out. I'm just wondering because I really like the sweater and it's cozy, but the sleeves might be a little bulky to jam under my coat. I'll probably still end up wearing the coat though. I might get a little warm. I almost forgot. I'm going to be going to a British cuisine restaurant today because I haven't had fish and chips in the UK. So hopefully it's like a good fish and chips restaurant. I'm wondering if there is a difference between good, legitimate, genuine fish and chips in the UK versus, you know, whatever we attempt to replicate in the US. I will let you know. Okay, I had to do a little bit of an outfit change because the sweater I was wearing was way too thick and my arms were super uncomfortable. So we've got the coat, we've got the sweater, skirt. I'm having second thoughts about the gray tights, but I'm far too lazy to change out of them, and the sneakers because I will be walking around quite a bit in between the cafes and all that. So ready to go, let's go! No, you're gonna be down there for a little bit and then up there for a little bit. Paddington raccoon. Good morning again. Today is day 4 probably because it's Thursday. Yesterday we went to see the London Eye. We went to ride the London Eye, and afterwards we went to go see a show on the West End. We saw Wicked. That was my first time watching Wicked at all. It was amazing. I understand why the West End is kind of like the pinnacle of theater performances in London. It totally made sense to me, and it was beautiful and it was wonderful, and I got chills and I almost cried, and it was a great time. We went to the Apollo Victoria. That's where Wicked is running, and oh my goodness, it was incredible. The only song I knew from Wicked before going in was Popular, because I feel like that song has been remade before, and it's like the song that most people know from Wicked, but Defying Gravity was incredible. I was not expecting it at all, and it was life-altering. After that, we went to go get dinner really quickly because it was fairly late when we got out. The show started at 7:30 and it runs for about 2 hours and 45 minutes, so it was pretty late when we got back to the hotel. So we looked for any place that was open that looked decent and had a quick dinner and then went to sleep. As far as what I'm going to do today, I am thinking of going to this store called Fortnum and Mason's. I think it's a department store of sorts. It's, you know, again, one of the oldest in London, has a lot of history, whatever. And apparently they have really nice tea. They have some really good tea. I think they have something called the Royal Blend, which is famous because that's the blend of tea that they send to the royal family or whatever. Not particularly super interested in that one, but I do want to see what they have as far as tea goes, because British people take their tea seriously. One of my nails broke really badly while I was here, so I just decided to just snip it off, but I don't have any black nail polish on me, so now my right hand looks a little funny. At first glance, one might even think that I just don't have a nail straight up on that finger. Anyway. And I think they also sell some biscuits and chocolate that might be good for giving as gifts, so I might take a quick look around there. We are starting to run out of luggage space, mainly because of all the shopping I did at Camden. So I'm not gonna go crazy. I might buy like one thing or two. Probably not gonna do too much, but I'm excited to just look around more than anything. I think from what I've heard, from what I've seen online, apparently they sell a lot of really pretty containers. Even if I don't end up buying lots of chocolates and biscuits, I think it's gonna be really pretty to look at, and that's half the fun of shopping, looking at pretty things, even if you don't buy them. So I'm gonna head out, probably gonna get lunch first, because otherwise my eyes will get bigger than my stomach. I said this yesterday too, but I'm probably gonna find somewhere to have lunch at first, then go to Fortnum and Mason's, and I think I'm just gonna call it a day after that. I'm a little tired from yesterday. Yesterday was a really busy day. I was pretty much out the whole day, except for a few hours where I came back to the hotel right before we went out to the London Eye and Wicked, so I think today is gonna be a very easy day. Right now, we don't have any plans for what we're gonna do after Han gets off work. Maybe if there's something, you know, that we can take a quick look at, we might go do that, and yeah. Oh, tomorrow is finally tattoo day! Tomorrow at 11 a.m. is my appointment for my forearm tattoo, so I am immensely excited about that. I've got my numbing cream ready, I've got my cling film that I bought here at Sainsbury's, and God, I'm so excited. Alright, let's head out. I think it's slightly on the warmer side today, so I'm braving it out with just my sweater. I threw my scarf on top, and I'm wearing my flared pants with my demonias, just to give me a little bit more height so the pants are not dragging on the floor. But this is the outfit of the day.
여자랑 하기